How's it going, Kings? Hope y'all are having a great day. He's literally me, bro. And today I wanted to talk about how we help destroy the antichrist. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into this. So essentially last week on Monday, I posted a video. And bear in mind, this video was really bad. It was really cringe. It was full of the uhs. It was full of the ums. I'm sure a lot of your ears are bleeding after that, and I do apologize. But the important part is that right after I posted that video, the next day, I got completely slammed with all these sorts of links and everything to many, many news articles about how Vice is now going bankrupt. So I would just like to, before we begin, extend a big thank you to my community, because it's obvious that the literally me community fought back against Vice. And after we had posted that video, they are now going bankrupt. So obviously we were the ones that did this. Vice is now going the way of the dodo, and this is great. This is awesome. And I just want everybody to know how proud of them I am for this. So we're going to continue, and we are going to dive into this article here. So by the Daily Mail, it says, Vice Media prepares to file for bankruptcy as it becomes the latest company to collapse with dwindling revenue and interest. All right. So maybe it wasn't entirely the literally me community and that one really bad video that toppled Vice, but I would like to think that we were at least half of it. But we're going to keep continuing. So it says here, Vice founded in 1994 in Montreal. Oh, that was your first prom. You're Canadian. That's fucking gay. At its biggest point in 2017, it was valued at $5.7 billion with 3,000 employees. It says here, the company had a cable network, more than a dozen websites, 2 shows on HBO, an ad agency, a film studio, record label, and a bar in London. Why did they have a bar in London? It was probably a gay bar. It's probably a gay bar, but we'll continue. So it says here, Vice has struggled in recent years. The respected CEO, Nancy Dubuc. Okay, that's your second prom. You put a woman in charge. Obviously, it was going to go down. Ribs never, ever are good CEOs. It's just obvious. So it says here, left in February, and the company is now preparing for bankruptcy. All right. So obviously most of you guys are going to know what Vice is. If you saw my last video, which I have to owe you an apology if you actually watched it, but if you look here, Vice is just like literally just Google gay Vice articles. Google gay Vice articles. So you'll see here, this is what it's like to be gay in the countryside. Why? There's an inevitable loneliness and frustration in being the only gay person for miles around, but these days a move away to the big city isn't the only option. Bro, they're like, bro, if you a gay cowboy, you can't find anybody. Dude, cowboys are some of the gayest motherfuckers ever, bro. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a bunch of based cowboys that are, like, drowning in pussy right now, but there's some gay cowboys, bro. Like, let's not lie, dude. Vice is just trying to lie to you. When did this article come out? So you gotta remember, Vice started tanking after 2017. Okay, so this was 2019. So this was part of their tank, right? We're going to look here. This was by Nell Frizzle. Nell Frizzle looks like a tranny. Okay. We're going to see the other stuff they posted before. The DM that changed my life. The work email that got me pregnant. This came out in 2019. This was part of their downfall. They're like, I don't know why we're going bankrupt. You're literally posting quote-unquote news articles about work emails that got you pregnant and about how hard it is to be gay in a rural area. Right? Right here. The Vice Guide to Being Gay. Oh my god, everything you ever wanted to know about gayness, but were too afraid to ask. Oh my god. When did that article come out? That was 2015. Okay, so that was part of their rise. That's actually kind of cringe. But obviously a lot of their cringe gay shit was part of their fall, right? So Vice used to actually go into like war-torn areas and report on them. And then for years, they posted nothing but cringe-ass shit about being gay as fuck. And it screwed them over. So we're going to continue. And I'm going to read this and give my thoughts as last time. Except this time, I'm not going to go, on you guys. Alright, cool. So, it says here, Vice Media is preparing to file for bankruptcy after attempts to find a buyer for a company that was once valued at $5.7 billion that is now appearing to be going nowhere. More than 5 companies have expressed interest in acquiring Vice, the New York Times reported on Monday, but the chances of a sale are seen as increasingly remote. The decline of Vice comes a little over a week after BuzzFeed News announced its closure. Okay, which is good, guys. Okay, BuzzFeed News was also gay cringe. Literally, the Antichrist keeps taking L's left and right, so this is great for us. This is awesome. And it says here, and 3 months after Vox laid off 130 people that represented 7% of their staff. So Vox is taking a hit. BuzzFeed News is announcing its closure. Vice, if they can't find a buyer, which looks like it won't happen, is going to go the way of the dodo. This is all great stuff, guys. This is wonderful. And this is because they tussled with Literally Me. They tussled with the Literally Me characters. They said, hey, look, if you personally find anything relatable about cool guys in movies or cool guys in video games or cool guys in books, they said you're a toxic male. Vice wants you in a dress acting like David Hogg, acting like some freaking queero or some gay shit, right? But this is different, okay? You know, there are some people out there that want to be successful, decent pillars of their community, and not just these freaking weirdos. All right, sorry that we're not bending the knee to the Antichrist, and it looks like the Antichrist lost this round, and that the Literally Me community won, which is fucking great. So it says here, if a buyer is not found, Vice's largest debt holder, Fortress Investment Group, could end up controlling the company. Vice would continue operating normally and run an auction to sell the company over a 45-day period. So they would have to auction off all their stuff by the sounds of it. Which, I mean, dude, if Vice probably has some like decent stuff in their offices, right? Like we got to keep it real, bro. If you have this giant office, okay, and you're like this really progressive news article, odds are that you were trying to like pimp out your employees, right? Now, obviously some of that stuff's going to be bad, dude. They probably literally have stations that'll peg you or something. Like you walk in and they literally just get some of that penetration action going on. You know, not going to lie. This is Vice we're talking about. But Vice probably has some cool stuff, right? They probably have some freaking froyo stands that they're going to sell for like real cheap. So obviously this is the power of the Literally Me community, that we can bully the crap out of progressives that don't want you to be masculine at all, and then we can take their stuff. So we're literally pirates, dude. White Boy Summer is starting off with a big ARG. Based. Alright, so we're going to continue. It says here, Fortress holds senior debt, which means it is the first in line for a payout. Other investors, among Disney, have already written down their investments and are not getting their money back. Vice Media Group has been engaged in a comprehensive evaluation of strategic alternatives and planning, Vice said in a statement on Monday. Okay, real quick. So Disney is paying Vice. Hold on. When did Disney start investing into Vice? I need to check this. This might be interesting. When did Disney start investing into Vice? Is this going to tell us? Okay, so it was 2014. All right, never mind. I was wondering, because maybe if they started investing around the time that they were spamming gay shit, that Disney would be trying to like kind of sort of go around and how would I put this? Try to corrupt young impressionable people that way. But maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just hating on Disney too much. But we're going to continue. So it says here, company founded in 1994 as a free magazine, reached its zenith, that means a high point, in 2017 and was seen as an avatar of new media. So it was seen as like a new force. It was going big. Its founder, Shane Smith, rocked the establishment with his brash approach and provocative style, venturing personally to North Korea and cartel-controlled Mexican Badlands to film documentaries. Okay, so like that stuff sounds cool, right? So if you're trying to start a news place and you're saying, hey, look, I want to teach you guys, right? I want to teach you guys what's going on in North Korea. I want to show you guys the cartels that are controlling Mexico. Dude, that's freaking badass. That's so cool, right? So Vice starts out. Vice sounds cool as hell, dude. This is literally, like, you know, this is literally cool stuff you'd want to spend your white boy summer doing. Right? So, I wish they had continued with this stuff, but they didn't. They literally started writing articles on what it's like to take it in the ass next to a cornfield, and they stopped having people read their stuff. Alright, so to continue, it says, Vice had 3,000 employees around the world, working on a cable network, websites, shows, ads, film studio, record label, and a bar. Its headquarters in the hipster enclave of Brooklyn were seen as the coolest place to work in town, but in recent years the company has struggled to find its footing. Smith stepped down in March of 2018 after the New York Times published an expose of sexual misconduct within the company, and the Wall Street Journal reported Vice missed its annual revenue target of $100 million. Bruh. Okay, so obviously, like, its peak was in 2017, but then 2018, you know, they were exposed for having sexual misconduct, right? That's what you get for having, like, bad men and ribs in the same place, bro. It never works out. Never works out, right? Neither of those should be in the workplace. But it says here, March 2018, right, is when everything turned around for them. Which, okay, that makes sense. I could see that happening, right? And they missed their revenue target. They didn't make $100 million that year. Which, okay, I mean, I don't know what they should be making, so I can't talk about that, dude. But as we continue here, it says he was replaced as a CEO by industry veteran Nancy Dubussy, but she left in February this year. The company's global president of news entertainment. Oh, along with Jesse Angelo, the company's global president of news entertainment. Okay, so they were in 2018, and the guy stepped down, and a rib, right? A woman stepped up as the CEO, and ever since then they've been falling, right? The second a woman stepped up to be CEO, they've done nothing but fall, dude. That's crazy. Alright, so we continue. Debussy was replaced by longtime company insider Bruce Dixon and Josefa Lakhandwa as co-CEOs. Alright, they probably picked somebody up from the street in Africa, threw him into a van and said, hey, look, we need like a token foreign person to be head. So like all our new progressive followers and employees can be happy and stop like shitting in the froyo machine at work. So it says here, at the time the pair said, we're both passionately committed to bringing the brand, business, operations, and creative spirit of Vice forward into the future, and we're excited and grateful for this opportunity to continue to work closely with the board and VMG's exceptional management team. Dude, I swear, bro, if my boss came up to me and said something half this verbose, I would literally snap his legs and make him like crawl across the parking lot to like the nearest first aid kit or something. Like, this is so fake. This was made by some PR dude that just got out of college and thinks that, like, but it says here, this is an era of tremendous change for media companies, and Vice's unique brand of news, entertainment, and lifestyle content which has never been more relevant. We look forward to building on its success as we chart the new exciting chapter for our company. Yo, bro, okay, so listen, that was a lie, right? You're like, oh, we've never been more relevant. No, nobody cared, okay? So a lot of these places that we're doing, and I'll just look this up. Vice probably made a ton of articles on Trump. I'm trying to prove a point here. Vice, Trump. Everything about the topic of Donald Trump on Vice. They have a whole topic about him. Trump, 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 Trump. 602 pages of articles on Donald Trump. 602 pages of articles, and each page has 3, 6, 9, 12. So we're going to bring out the calculator. 12 articles times 602. So they have at least approximately 7,224 articles about Donald Trump, right? Now, the point I'm trying to make with this, okay, if you look back here, they have been falling, right? So what happened in 2016? Okay, what happened in 2016? Everybody talked about Trump, okay? The conservatives were jacking off to him, and the left was hate jacking off to him. And that's what you saw on the news every fucking day in the US from probably about 2016 to 2018, maybe even farther. Right? And what did they do? They all talked about Trump. They became one-trick ponies. People like Vice, people like BuzzFeed, all these places that went down, completely focused themselves on anything Trump-esque, anything conservative. They became super progressive. They became super cringe. They became super bad. They became basically just whatever they could to counter any sort of narrative that wasn't some uber progressive antichrist bullshit that the Rothschilds are paying them to put out. But apparently, the Rothschilds aren't paying enough if all these places are now going bankrupt. See, the problem is they can't make money anymore. Because they used to have stuff where they were going to North Korea and talking about that. They used to have stuff. They were going to war-torn areas and reporting on that you weren't seeing anywhere. Right? And then what they do? They focused on just being a cringe, progressive news site, and they spammed it. And then they spammed one thing, mostly. And that's it. And they completely alienated everybody except for hipsters that live in coffee houses and live off the Wi-Fi of coffee places. And obviously those guys aren't going to pay because they're poor, because they're not going to get a job, right? So they completely screwed themselves over. One of the biggest things I read was a lot of these leftist news articles have screwed themselves over on Facebook. Right? You can make a lot of money on Facebook, or at least you used to. But what they've done recently is during the 2016 election and in the aftermath, there was a rumor going around. To this day, I don't know, it might be true, it might be not, I really couldn't tell. I honestly don't really give too much about, like, mainstream politics anymore. But everybody remembers, during that time, there was huge rumors, huge talk about how Donald Trump had Russia, or Russia hacked the election. And a lot of things they were saying was Russia was creating all these Facebook pages and news sites and basically propagandizing, like, American boomers easily. And I'm not going to lie, American boomers can be propagandized very easily. They're all basically brain dead because all they've ever done was eat paint chips off the bottom of their desks while they were trying to pretend that they would hide from nuclear explosions in the Cold War, and now they all have brain damage. So Vice and BuzzFeed and all these people that are now screwed out of a lot of their money, they would make a lot of their money from social media, and they would post their links to their articles in social media. And they would say, hey, Facebook, articles, pro-Trump articles, right? We're screwing us over. They're screwing over our democracy, right? And then, so what did Facebook do? Facebook said, okay. So what Facebook did was they said, okay, got it. What we're going to do is we're going to make it so that way posts, we're going to mess with the algorithm, we're going to make it so that way posts that lead to off-site articles get less traction. Right? They said, if posts elicit strong reactions such as sad or angry, and they take you off the site, we're going to mess with the algorithm, give them less traction. Okay. So then what continues to happen? Well, places like BuzzFeed and Vice, who got Facebook to say, hey, look, we're not going to promote off-site articles because some of them might help Trump, God forbid, or some shit like that. Now Vice and all these people screw themselves over, right? So now they can't go on to things like Instagram or Facebook and get free traction on their articles. It's not being shared in the algorithm that much. And then so their stuff isn't getting out there. And guess what? If you're an average Joe Schmo, you know what you are seeing of Vice? You're seeing people screenshot. You're seeing people screenshot articles like, I got pregnant from a work email or something. That's all you're seeing of Vice now. Vice lost its credibility. Vice lost anything other than being just an antichrist spokesperson. And the Rothschilds have a lot of money, but money doesn't always necessarily equal clicks. It doesn't necessarily equal ad revenue. And they went ahead and they screwed themselves on this. Right? And then, in the course of not making much money, guess what? They have the freaking rib in charge. Okay? They have a woman. A woman in charge. And obviously, you saw they didn't do anything really big to help improve the entire time. So if you're a female CEO, or you're any CEO, you see your company is going down and down and down, and you're no longer, every year you're worth less and less than you were back in 2017. 2018, you make less money than the last year. 2019, you make less money than the last year. 2020, you make less money than the last year. Right? Wouldn't you, during these years as CEO, say, hey, look, we need to do something different, right? But they didn't do anything different that was successful at all. If they did anything different, we didn't see it. So, I mean, they have the gay bar in, like, London or some shit. But, like, nobody cares about the Europores, right? So, they only have themselves to blame. They ruin themselves. And it's not sad. It's great. It's great. These people, after years of screwing themselves, were ruined when they tried to take on the Literally Me group. Right? We came in and we wrecked them, dude. There's no way, there's no correlation between trying to fight the Literally Me community and going bankrupt like the next day. We wrecked them. And I just want this to go as a message to all the mainstream news articles and all the mainstream talking and head pieces and all the Antichrists, servants of the Antichrist out there. The Literally Me community is too strong to be destroyed. We hit the gym. We pray to Christ. We get swole. We fuck mad bitches. Okay? We got the strength of humanity and the strength of being based as fuck within us. And that's what they need to go going forward. And with that said, everybody, I'd like to thank you guys all so much for listening. This video hopefully came out a lot better. I'm not going to say it's perfect yet. It's still probably cringe, but probably a lot less cringe. And I would like to thank everybody else for the support on the last video. It got a ton of support. It got a lot more views and traction than I thought it was worth. And it was just great to see all that support. You Kings really rocked it. So thank you so much for that. Next week, hopefully within a week, we're going to release an article on why... Not an article. We're going to release a video on why William Bill Overbeck, also known as Bill, from Left 4 Dead is literally us. I plan to do a whole series talking about literally me characters. And to be honest, the character that I've probably fanboyed over the most my entire life is Bill. So we're going to take that and we're going to roll with it. Because I fucking love Bill. So with all that being said, I hope to see you guys next week on why Bill is literally us. And I hope you guys all have a great day. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to subscribe. You know, all that gay shit YouTubers tell you to do. Alright, thanks. Bye.